Welcome to Around the Weird. Here's your host, the museum curator of the strange and unusual, Mr. Nothing.
Thank you, Mysterious Voice, and welcome back to Around the Weird, a booktube channel where I talk about all the unusual and out of the ordinary literature that I've found in my travels. Today, it is Poetry Thursday, so I want to talk about some poetry of interest from an author or a poet that I've talked about on this channel before. It is a poem about national security and love. I am referring to National Security Advisory by Lena Tuffaha. I've talked about Lena Tuffaha on this channel before in the poem Running Orders, so I don't need to go into that great of detail, but she is an Arab poet who is an outspoken critic of the violence being done towards Palestine right now, and has done a lot of activism in that regard. A lot of it showing up in her poetry, and I think she's a pretty great poet. A lot of what she says really resounds with me. So without further ado, let's talk about National Security Advisory. I will read it, do a little bit of analysis, and then we'll move on from there. National Security Advisory begins with a little statement. The Guardian reports on a Palestinian businessman who obtained a unanimous fatwa to open a pornography-free online sex shop to help couples reignite their love lives. The imams who approved the venture said Islam supports anything that helps a married couple to connect. So National Security Advisory. I'd like to alert the NSA agents tracking Arab men. Anonymous brown paper packages will be delivered to married couples all over the Middle East. Before you call in the Joint Chiefs of Staff, let me assure you our people are starved for love, not bombings. Those late-night calls from the temporary cell phones, they weren't plans to attack, just plans to rendezvous, bypassing multiple layers of family surveillance. The breathless whispered Arabic on the line? Code, yes, but not sacred verses. Arab love falls under siege. Everywhere is public space, and the public are a sober bunch. On our romantic jihads, the path is long and arduous and fraught with prying neighbors. We can't even find a place to take an evening stroll, our war-weary streets dilapidated, our squares overflowing with revolutionary traffic. And even though the garden jasmine pours forth its sultry perfume, and a million stars crowd the night skies, everyone is indoors chain-smoking their lives away and watching the news. And the news has been old for a while now. Sometimes all we have left is prayer, so the women pray for fundamentalism, strict adherence to the sunnah. And the sunnah says, let there first be a messenger between you, words and kisses first. Oh, bring back the words and kisses. In terms of analysis, that was National Security Advisory by Lena Tuffaha. In terms of analysis, there's a fair bit to talk about with this poem. First, just sort of the narrative is an unnamed narrator sort of talking to the NSA saying, hey, people will be receiving brown paper packages, but it doesn't have anything to do with terrorism. It is purely a love thing, and love is important in the Islamic religions, and so it's sort of playing on maybe the readers, maybe the typical stereotype of Arabic men only being terrorist. It's also noting that Arabic men love too, and they're seeking out opportunities to increase love in the bedroom. This is a poem about sex, in addition to being about stereotypes of Westerners towards Arabic individuals. It does play on the theme of surveillance a little bit. First and foremost, talking to the NSA, and noting don't call the Joint Chiefs of Staff. It's we're starved for love, not bombings, which is a pretty powerful sort of phrase right there. And it's not just the NSA that's watching, family is watching too. It says, they weren't plans to attack, just plans to rendezvous bypassing multiple layers of family surveillance. And Arab love falls under siege, everywhere is a public space, and the public are a sober bunch. On our romantic jihads, the path is long and arduous and fraught with prying neighbors. And there's the topic of revolutionary traffic and public squares. So noting that it's difficult for Islamic couples to love and find an opportunity to love without, there being without their men being accused of terrorism, for one, without like prying family members asking questions, for two, without the revolution, and without old news. They say the news has been old for a while now, so a lot of suffering, a lot of unfortunateness in these countries, which are usually the case of Westerner meddling more often than not. But the poem does have a sort of hopeful tone, especially at the end, when the narrator notes that the Sunnah says, "Let there first be a messenger between you, words and kisses first. Oh, bring back the words and kisses." I sort of hope that love will return above all over the surveillance and the prying neighbors and the fear of what might come tomorrow. Anyway, those are my thoughts on National Security Advisory by Lena Tuffaha. Pretty solid poem from a pretty good poet. I highly recommend that you go and check this out. Look at it in the description. I'll link to it there, so you can let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that more people can find out about this poet or this poem or even Poetry Thursday if they're interested in continuing that sort of thing. But other than that, I wish you the best of luck in your weird travels. Also, free Palestine as per usual.